Hello everyone and welcome you all to this video where I explain the ways to scan tight stocks. So first of all, I'm recording this video today on 19th June Wednesday, and probably you are watching this on or after the Saturday at the end of the week. So the stocks which I am going to scan will not exactly be on what you are going to scan, or which will be on Friday stock. So today most of the tight stocks I'm going to show you in the scan will be from 19 June. Okay. Very quick note, I'm also going to have a free hour long session where I describe what is tightness and how and different ways to scan for tightness and what are the implications, why do we need tight stocks, etc in a separate session. And if you guys want to join, please subscribe to the technical take, or join my free WhatsApp group. I will let you know the timings and all of that session very soon. So let's get right into it. What I want to do, so this video is basically a supplementary video for this reading, which is basically what are the 5 or 6 ways one can scan tight stocks. Now, since you are in this video, I hope that you all know what a tight stock is and what is tightness, and little bit why we as swing traders are always in search of tightness. And that tightness doesn't mean stock will move on the upside for sure, but what tightness means is that it'll give you a tight area to manage your risk using a very small stop loss. So the first way to scan a tightness is basically directly scanning for a tight range. Now when you say range, there are two variables. One is the width of the range. The range can be 50% big or 5% big, but if you are using a tight range, so anything around 4 to 5% would be tight if you are trading for on a daily time frame. So width of the range, and the second thing is the length of the range. So you want that tightness to be for how long. Okay, so something like, if you are looking to find all stocks which are within a range of less than 4%, so this is how I'm defining range, less than 4% in last 7 days. Okay, so how to do this? This is the scanner. The scanner link will also be provided in the article. And so this is what I'm going to scan. So the max, so what is range? Range is basically 7 day ka high and the 7 day ka low, right? So that area, that distance should be less than equal to 4%. Okay, so if I and my universe is Nifty 500, you can also make it cash, but because I want to show you as many names as possible, I'm just making it as Nifty 500. So if I run this, you can see that there are only 25 stocks currently which is ranging inside a tight range of 4% in last 7 days. So okay, this is not saved yet, so I'll quickly save this scan. And now I'll copy and show you that do we actually have these? Are these really tight? Is the scanner working, right? So for example, Page Industries. Let me quickly go to a cleaner one. So if you see in the last 7 days, Page Industries is inside a range of 39,000 something to 38,000 something, and this is definitely not more than 4%, right? So this is 2.8%. So this is a tight stock. Indian Bank, same, you can see that range. State Bank of India, tight range. Infosys, tight range, tight flag, right? So why are we looking for a tight range? Because those tight range can be masks of flag, or the tightest area in the in a VCP, right side of the VCP, or right side of the bigger base. Very tight. So you can see that this way of scanning. So this is apologized probably at the right side of the base, where the right side is just going to start. And so this is a very nice way of scanning tighter stocks. Now, if you're looking for something, let's say, for example, if you're looking for let's say you don't want 7 days tightness, you want 3 days tightness, but you want very tight. In that case, let's say you want something like 2% tight in last 3 days. So if you run this, you can see you have 15 stocks here, and if I copy them and show you, they will be really tight. So that means the last 3 days tightness would be within 2% of the range, है ना? So you can see Infosys 2% in last 3 days, HCL, SBI Cards, LTTS, Pidilite, Bajaj Finance, वगैरह वगैरह, है ना? So this is very tight. Okay. Now again, I'm just showing you tightness. I'm not saying this is the setup you have to trade. That would be a different discussions, like where I'm going to put in what setup and what. This session is purely to show you how you can scan for tightness, rather than going through 1000 list of 1000 stocks, which will take you probably more than an hour. Okay, so idea is to use tools. How to use tools? Now that is one way of scanning for tightness. Now the second way of scanning for tightness is, let's go back to the article. So narrow range bars, narrowest range bars. Okay, so NR, if you might have heard about NR5, NR7. Okay, so what is that? That is basically, if that's the 7th bar, the 5th or the 7th bar, if that bar is the narrowest of the last that many number of bars, that is called basically the narrow range bars. Okay, so you can also then add in that criteria. So for example, this is the narrow range bar. Okay, if you switch on this filter, it will basically show you narrow range 7. Here it's basically the the range of this current day is the lowest in the 7 days. Okay, so I have basically switched off this previous filter, which was the 4% range bar. Now what I'm scanning is purely for narrow range 7 bar. So if I scan, say here 21 stocks do have narrow range 7 today in Nifty 500, and I'll show you if that is true or not. Let's go and check. Clear list, add them. Godrej Agrovet. Hold on, this doesn't look like a narrow range bar. Okay, there. Okay, so this one, Privy, this is a narrow range bar. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. एक second. Okay, so Privy, this is the narrowest range in the last 5 days. Okay, maybe I've switched on something else. Hold on. Yes. So yeah. So this is true. So this bar is basically the smallest. The range of the bar is the smallest in the last 7 days. Okay. So that's why this is coming. Privy is also the smallest in the last 7 days. Shopper Stop is the smallest. So these are this is also another way you can you can get stocks which are very tight. So for example, Intellect Design, is getting really tight at the mouth of the this one. So this is another way. Again, this will not give you like very tight range and all, but it will definitely give you stock which has the smallest range in the last 5 to 7 days. What's the next way to scan for stocks, tight stocks? So another way is to scan. The third way is to scan for tight close. Okay, so tight close is basically defined as so for example, there is a very common not common but a tight pattern called 3-week tight, which is a well-known pattern popularized by William O'Neill and the canceling fraternity. So when does a 3-week tight form? It forms when a stock closes within 1.5% of the prior week's close for 2 straight weeks. Okay, so 3 weeks tight, 3 days tight also, if one wants to find, that can be found. Okay, so let's look at how to find these. I'll quickly switch this off and switch the 3 weeks tight on. So basically what we are coding here is a weekly close is equal to within 1.5% of the previous week close for 2 weeks. Now if you run them, you can see that there are just 9 stocks which has a 3-week tight pattern currently. Okay, so let's see if that is the case. Clear list, yes, paste it, Lux Industries, and for this we will have to go for on a weekly time frame. So you can see that this week close was within minus 0.5% of the previous close. The next close was within 1%, 1.12, and the next close this week hasn't closed yet, but for now it is also within 1.5%. So this is basically 3 weeks tight. Okay, now of course if you want to trade the pattern, there has to be a previous uptrend, stuff like that, but just running this will give you very tight closing stocks. So for example, Olectra has been not just 3 weeks tight, like 5 weeks tight actually. So this 4 weeks the closing has been almost at the same place, and this is the kind of tight stocks you can find. So if you wish to find, like, instead of 3 weeks tight, 3 days tight, what you can do is you can simply say, instead of weeks, you can put it here daily, and then you can run that. That's the third way. What's the fourth way? Fourth way is very, very nice. There are inside bars. Many of the tightness traders use inside bars as setup. And what is an inside bar? Inside bar is very simple. It's a bar which houses itself inside its previous bar, and the previous bar, that's why then it's called a mother bar. Okay. Generally one inside bar is not very useful, but what about 2 tandem inside bars, which means that, like, let's say there is for example, these are 2 tandem inside bar. There is a bar, and then the next bar is completely inside this, and the next bar is again completely inside the previous bar. So these are called 2 tandem inside bars, or even 3 tandem inside bars would be even useful, because that would mean more tightness. Okay, so let's quickly scan for inside bars then. So that would be this scan. This is 2 tandem inside bar. Okay, so if I run this, currently there is only VIP Industries on the daily, which is an inside bar, 2 tandem inside bar, meaning that there are 2 stocks. 2 days the closing is within the previous bar. So you can see that not that that's a weekly. So you can see that this bar is inside the previous bar completely, and that previous bar is inside the previous bar. So let's say if you so this is 2 tandem inside bars are quite rare. Let's say you want to find all inside bars. Okay, so what you do is you switch this off and switch this off. So you say that just one inside bar mere ko dikha do. So low is greater than yesterday's low and high is less than yesterday's high. If you run this, you will see 53 stocks which are forming inside bars. So this will now give you a lot of stocks. Okay, 53 stocks. We cannot go through all 53 stocks currently. So what I'll do is I will quickly open this criteria, which basically gives me an uptrend, that the stock is an uptrend, and I will run this. I will use it 23, so half of the stocks are eliminated. So I'll quickly show you this half of the stock which have now inside bars in them. Okay, all right, let me paste them. And these are the names which have an uptrend, plus also they are tight, have an inside bar, and hopefully you will get some good setups here. So Amar Raja Energy, this is an inside bar after a flag. Okay, so Godrej Agrovet, again this is an inside bar. Jindal Steel, like it's getting tighter, still not very tight to my liking, but nonetheless there is an inside bar. So Motherson Sumi inside bar, Bayer Crop inside bar, Supreme Industries. So this is tight now, man. This is you know, how small is this range? 2.85 in a stock whose ATR is what's the ATR? Okay, I don't have the ATR one, but anyways, this is very tight in a very high ATR stocks, which means that the tightness is very high. Lux Industries, inside bar, 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 peak. IIFL Finance inside bar, Dixon inside bar, IEX inside bar, nonetheless got rejected from this trend line, but inside bar nonetheless. Canfin Home inside bar, PNB Housing inside bar, Century Textile inside bar, Phoenix inside bar, JK Paper inside bar. Okay, so again, this is one way to, you know, another way. Now we are coming to the end of the video. So the last system which one can use to find tightness or tight stocks is basically the Carter squeeze system. And Carter squeeze system is a very elaborate system which was used by this guy called John Carter. He has a proprietary system called Pro Squeeze, I mean, which is not very proprietary right now. Everyone knows how and why it works. So in simple, the Carter squeeze system uses two things to, you know, ascertain if the stock is tight or not. One is the average true range of the stock. I mean, they use the I forgot the indicator's name, but it's essentially ATR and Bollinger Band. Okay, so this is the system exactly. The ratio of ATR is to BBW, which is Bollinger Band width. The ratio of ATR is to Bollinger Band width is inversely proportional to the tightness. So the more this ratio is, the lesser the tight the stock is. The smaller this ratio is, the tighter the stock is. Okay, and in general, one can say that if the ratio is 2 or less, the stock is considered to be very tight. And after tightness, what could follow is an expansion of that tightness, the release of that squeeze, the release of the energy. This the same thing. What comes after VCP, and then that expansion is what tightness traders do trade. Now, how can we then using this system scan for tight stock? It's very simple. I'll show you here. I'll close this and say the Bollinger Band width divided by the ATR, okay, is less than equal to 2. You run this and you find that there are currently 4 stocks which are very tight. Okay, copy this, clear list, you see that this is tightness. Okay, there is contraction, and at last the contraction is very tight. Gland Pharma also very tight. Med Plus, Asian Paints, these are all now getting tighter and tighter. Now, so the thing is, uh, although this Carter squeeze system is a very nice system for us to use tightness, what I don't like is that in a scanner you have to build this. You have a very this number. So what you can do is you can even vary this number, right? So if you can say 3, you will find stocks which are tight but not that tight. So you have 52 names now. So if you now see, you'll have more names, and let's also put the criteria of prior uptrend, and here you will see that you only have 15 names now. So all of these will be tight and also after an uptrend. Okay, so if you clear this, and hopefully we will get some very nice tight stocks which are ready for an expansion. So until yesterday Zomato would have been really tight, and today the expansion already happened. Triveni, Turbines, also the expansion is there. Hitachi, the expansion will probably come. Kalyan Jewelers, expansion is there already. MRPL getting tight at the base of a big base. At the BSE also now getting tighter. ITI, Godfrey, IRFC, CG. So that is another way. This is one of my favorite ways to scan for tightness, but I do not like to scan it like how I've showed you here. What I do is I have a dashboard, the Nifty 500 systems dashboard here, and this is my relative strength dashboard. So what I simply do is I sort the stocks according to the 50-day performance, because 50-day performance is what I like to see, and you can see that all of these strong stocks are in my list. And from the top, what I do is I nicely see which of them are getting tight. So if I see that anything below above 4 I don't take, but anything below 3 is what is in my list now. So Power India and Moil, they are both below 3, so 2.9, 2.6, 2.5. So these are the two most tightest stock in the list today. And you can see that Moil is now getting tighter at the right side of the base. You already saw Power India. Hitachi is also getting tighter. So this is the system which I like. In here, what I don't, because this is a dashboard, you can just sort it through the most tightest stocks, and you can so you can see Thermax, Triturbine, the same names which were tight also are coming here. And likewise you can you can then pick whichever. Now if you want to see tightness in a smaller time frame, let's say if you want to take entry in a 25-minute time frame, let's say, so then you can again sort it in a 25-minute time frame. So Policy Bazaar is very tight in a 25-minute time frame. The tightness is below 2. So if I show you Policy Bazaar in 25 minutes time frame, you will see that this guy is tight now, right now. So this is very tight, but again the price action is not something that I like. It's not really good, but you get the point. You can sort stocks very easily according to the tightness, and I hope that this it makes sense what I am trying to teach you today, and hopefully the all things tightness scan will help you. You can use any of the tightness scanner according to your wish, and so last couple of things in the scanner is basically this one will only give you stock which is in an uptrend, because you want tightness after an uptrend, not after a downtrend. So this makes sure that whatever you are getting is this one, only good uptrending high RS stocks. The last thing in my scan is basically some liquidity criteria. Closing is above 10, market cap is above 1000, and there is some turnover. Daily turnover is at least like 10 lakhs to 1 crore. So you can also change this according to your will. And if you do this, what you can also do is you can also scan the whole cash segment rather than just Nifty 500. Okay, so let's try. So okay. So you see that Vedanta and Bajaj Auto are the only two stocks which are tight in a 7-day time frame, 4% tight, and also are on an uptrend. So these two stocks are really good. That much I can make sure in terms of tightness, है ना? Okay, Bajaj Auto, BAJAJ _ auto. So you can see that, albeit because right now in the market cycle, right now in the sense on Wednesday, not on Friday, we are at we are sort of the topping in terms of the daily cycle of a trend and momentum, and that's why most of the stocks will probably now be looking like this. But nonetheless, these are very, very tight stocks, and given better market conditions, most of them will have a propensity to break out on the upside. Okay, this was, as I said, only a quick primer. I will be doing a 1 hour long lecture on all things tightness, and how you can scan for stocks, how you can use individual tightness scanner to use as setups to aid in your existing setups which use tightness. And also I will share a lot about other things as well. So please make sure if you can find time, you join me on that. I'm not sure exactly when, but somewhere next week, during the weekend, I will probably try to do this. All right, cheers guys, have a good weekend then. Bye bye.